Sheffa, and I'd like to present my trivia game that I made for IT 114. So this project is designed to provide a multiplayer trivia experience where players answer questions and earn points based on the correctness and speed of their responses. So here's a walkthrough of the application's key features as per the milestones in the project proposal. First, we have the connection panel. What it does is that it's the first screen displayed when the app is launched. Players enter the server's host port and their username. It works with the connection panel that collects this input, and upon successful connection to the server, it transitions to the game area. The client UI utilizes card layout to manage the transition between panels, and the connect method in client UI handles the connection logic. So the demonstration here is that the players input the host and port. Default here is 3001, and then we can hit next on both clients. Then you have the user details panel. What does it do? It displays the player's username. This serves at the setup before joining the main gameplay area. How it works is that once it's connected, the app transitions to this panel and the player's username is retrieved and displayed, ensuring user identity is consistent throughout the game session. So we input this and then we can click connect. And then we have the ready check panel. What does it do? Players indicate that they are ready to begin. The session starts only after all players are ready. But before that, we must enter, we're in the room lobby now, so you have to enter a room. I'm going to create a room called Trivia, create, and then I'm going to go back and do the same for this client, Trivia. You can search it, and then you can join this room, and then go back, and then we have the ready buttons appear. When all players click ready, the game transitions into the trivia phase. It'll first use a ready timer. This one has 30 seconds. And while that loads, I'll talk about the game area panels. It's where the user list, it displays all players with their usernames, IDs, and points. It updates dynamically to show them when a user locks in an answer. The game event panel logs important events such as answer lock-in history and points earned in the round, and real-time scoreboard updates. So as you can see, when the timer is done, the first question appears, round 1. It displays the category name, which is colors, and it says name a primary color. And then you have the option of putting in the answer. When the trivia panel displays the current question, category, and multiple choice answers with buttons for selection. And we saw the countdown timer. The timer is for each round. It is displayed prominently and it counts down until the round ends. Okay, so the questions are loaded from a questions.txt file on the server and it's sent to clients during each round. The server randomly selects a question, removes it from the pool, and broadcasts it. For answer submission, players submit their answers via the UI and their responses are sent to the server. The server tracks the order of correct responses and assigns diminishing points. You can see that in my terminal over here. The round ends when all players lock in their answers or the timer expires. You can also click this, and then the session ends after a set number of rounds and the final scoreboard is displayed. So my non-working features, those were spectator mode and away status. So spectator mode allows players to join as spectators. Spectators can view game events but cannot interact with questions or answer options. And the away status is when it allows players to mark themselves as away and skip their turn but keeping them in the game. So you'll notice that if I attempt to join as a spectator, the user list doesn't update to indicate a spectator status, but I can still interact like a regular player. And in the same way, marking a player as away doesn't gray them out in the user list or skip their turn in the game. So I implemented logic in the game room class to differentiate these statuses, and I uploaded the payload structure, but the UI isn't reflecting these changes. So I suspect that there might be an issue with the synchronization of the payloads or the logic in game room. So debugging this further would be the next step for me to ensure that these features work as expected. But what was implemented was the game room logic and the payload adjustments, UI updates. My future steps would be to add debug logs to trace the flow of spectator and await status updates to verify that the payloads include and correctly transmit these changes, and look into game room and UI components to ensure proper synchronization of them. Overall, this project helped me understand the complexities of designing a client-server architecture with real-time interaction and dynamic state synchronization. And I faced challenges like managing the player states and handling asynchronous events, but debugging these features, the features that I highlighted, and through testing will help me further um, better my project. Thank you for listening.